Happy Earth Day! It is Wednesday, April 22nd, and it is Earth Day, and I love our planet, our home. I have our bye-bye litter poster behind me. As if you have time today and out and about, or even in the future when you're out and around taking a hike or a walk, if you see some litter, let's pick it up and put it where it belongs, and it belongs in a trash can, right? So we're going to wrap up plants and move into birds. I want to talk about pollinators. I sent a few pictures on our class dojo and some definitions of our new vocabulary words for today. Why are pollinators important, and what are pollinators? Pollinators are animals like bees, hummingbirds, bats, butterflies, and even the wind. Okay? There's a part of a plant called pollen. And when pollen is transferred from one part of the plant to the other, it makes a seed. And it's important that we have plants that can make seeds, because plants are useful, right? Not only do we eat plants, but we feed plants to other animals. And cows eat plants. A lot of elephants eat plants, right? So all of the herbivores, they need plants. And insects and pollinators like that are beneficial. They're called beneficial insects. So we like having them around, like the bees. So think about what the world would be like without a plant. I can't imagine, because I love plants and I love flowers. So an important bird that is a pollinator is a hummingbird. Okay, hummingbirds. I love hummingbirds, and we're going to start talking more about birds. But in particular, this hummingbird drinks what's called nectar from a flower. And what is nectar? Do you guys like juice? Well, nectar is kind of a juice that the flower makes. And the hummingbird is really good at getting the nectar from the flower. And why do you think that is? So let's take a look at a bird's body. In our Zoom teaching table lessons, we're learning about parts of a bird. So birds have wings. How many wings do they have? 2. Birds have a beak, and we're going to really look at different bird beaks. And in particular, look at this hummingbird beak. It's really long, isn't it? There are so many different types of hummingbirds, and some hummingbirds even have really, really long curved beaks. And that's a special adaptation. Remember that vocabulary word? A unique trait that an animal has to help them survive in their environment, right? So some flowers must have nectar deep, 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 deep down inside, and that hummingbird can reach with its long beak to get the nectar. Birds have feet, and they have feathers. Okay? So we'll talk more about hummingbirds, and they're fun because they flap their wings so quickly. They use up a lot of energy, so that means they have to continuously look for new nectar. All right? So this little hummingbird is the smallest living bird. Hummingbirds are. We're also going to talk about letter Q today. Q. So I'm going to reach into my mystery box and pull out some items. We have Q, qua. Q, queen. Q, qua, quail. Now quail is a bird. Yep. And this bird has a funny little feather right on the top of its head. I wonder why that's important. But here are the feathers and the feet, and only 2 feet. Do birds fly? They do. But there's one bird that does not fly. Can you tell me which one that is? Oh, Q, question mark. Question. Q, quarter. Quarter. And this is a special type of blanket that starts with the letter Q. Do you know what that is? Quilt. Here's our capital Q and our lowercase q. So put your fingers in the air and let's see if we can do our writing strokes Q, okay? So Q is touch up and around the capital Q, up and around like a circle, like letter O, right? But it's different because it has a little leg to stand on, right? Let's give our capital Q a little leg, and that's touch, slant. We're slanting to the right. How about lowercase q? It's also a touch up and around, but it goes down and gives it a little tail, huh? So you have a letter Q activity. You can make a quill and a queen. Okay. Letter Q. Alrighty. Let me see. I think that's all I have for you today. So at home, practice your writing stroke, letter Q. You can make it with sticks, can you? It would be hard because capital Q is a curved letter, isn't it? What could you use to make curved letters? Practice your chant up and around. And see if you can find things. Let's start with letter Q from around the house. It's a hard letter. And remember, Q has a best friend, and its best friend is U. And you will never see Q without letter U. All right, have a great Earth Day. Pick up some trash, save some water, recycle, reuse, reduce, all those good things. Have a great day and look for a video later with a story about birds.